Hello, guys. Hello. Hello, Top Hats and Kimmy, Jerry and Maze. Hi, guys. Sorry I was late. I will say I was over in Devia's chat, and I'll just address this really quick. I'm not going to get involved in this because, quite honestly, I'm a little annoyed that I got put into some drama because I do not care for that. And I'll take my blame because I just will. But that I never said that. I believed at the time, and I still believe, that we had an absolute great time that night. I thought we had an awesome panel. I thought it was fun as shit. So, but I don't want to be drug into shit that truly has nothing to do with me. Right. And I didn't feel that way. I thought we had so much fun. The fun lasted too long, I can say, for me, because I just was, yeah. And you always know when you had a really good time because you feel like ass the next day, and I certainly did. So I know that I had a lot to drink, and it was not, I'm pretty sure I know where it came from, and I'm really disappointed because I'm not going to get into it. Some things were said to me, and I was just like, okay, well, I don't, whatever. Like, because I don't fucking have anything to do with that. And I don't want anything. And I want to make it very clear that I don't do that shit here. Right. It is completely, I'm like, I thought it was weird yesterday when Nux was saying, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, I thought, I wonder what I did, But I do not want that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to have it. I just don't. And I'm very disappointed. And I feel bad if anybody was thinking that I was thinking bad about them. Because I wasn't. Right. Yeah, I'm glad you guys, and I can honestly say for sure, I did have a conversation with somebody where I was like, okay, I just pretty much listened and stuff. I never said that I did not have a great time that night on the panel, because I did. Never said I didn't. Absolutely did not. I never felt that anybody was rude to Top Hats. I didn't think that. Exactly. Yeah, thank you, Maze, because that's exactly right. Because I don't have a problem saying something. I just wish it didn't happen, because, and you know what I noticed? This is how shit happens on here. This is how things get completely stupid. And now I'm thinking, okay, Devious is clearly going through something big. I've been worried about her ever since she got off last night. That's the last thing they need to be thinking about, something that didn't even happen. I mean, God. I don't want this kind of shit. I don't want this. I don't care if I lose subs. I don't care what happens. I don't want that kind of shit here. And I'm not going to do it. So, right? Right. Top hat. Well, first of all, if I felt like if I saw somebody being rude to anybody, I would put an end to it. Definitely, if somebody was rude to top hats, I wouldn't have that. But I didn't feel that way. Right, top hats. As a matter of fact, I believe that you really cut up and enjoyed yourself more so because of that person. That's what I think. I don't know. I don't know. Right, right. See, there you're absolutely right, Jerry. Nobody would have been okay with that. So I just feel that whatever I ended up saying to somebody that was trying to tell me something else, I think was taken out of context, or maybe I was even just because I just wasn't, maybe I was complacent. I don't know, but I never said that. Right. I will never have anybody here being treated ugly. And nobody was treated ugly. That's what I'm saying. God. But see, this is how it happens that next thing you know, I have never had a problem with Devious at all. Never had a problem with Nuts. They are probably my favorite people on YouTube. So, but now I see that this is how shit like this gets started. Where next thing you know, we would have a problem with one another. And I don't want to have a problem with anybody. I'm very disappointed in all this. I mean, to me, we had a great time. We had a blast. I'm just very disappointed because, and I hope that Nuts and Devious believe that I did not go, and I absolutely fucking did not go and try to start any kind of shit with anybody at all. Well, I'll leave it at that because I'm. I have been very clear that if this channel doesn't grow, I I love you guys very much. I feel like we really have a bond of some sort. I mean, I do. I don't want to feel like I'm not being weird. I don't think I'm being weird. But like I said that one day, like how I was like, oh my God, like I totally can think back where, and it wasn't even all that long ago when Frazzled won our 100 subscribers raffle. And I just love her. I mean, Jerry won my 1,000 subscribers. Like, I just feel so honored. I feel so very honored to have you guys be part of this and stick with me like you do. I can't. So I just feel very upset. I don't like this. And I don't like people ever thinking that I don't, that I made someone feel bad. If I if I don't like you, you'll know it by my own behavior. I don't ever need anybody to handle my shit for me. Right. I don't think we're weird, but I don't think it's weird at all that I think about Hannah and I think about Jerry's dad. I think about Frazzled and her missing her husband. I think about Top Hat. I think about you guys. About Kimmy and her script and her lawsuit and moving to Iowa. I don't think that's weird. I think that I don't want this to be any other way. But yeah, you're right. I'll blame myself because I did talk to somebody. I didn't know I did not know there was an agenda in any way, shape, or form. And that person had things to say. And I'm just really disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Yeah. Yep. No, you're right. And I think that probably, I don't know. You know what? Makes me wish I never even gave my phone number out to anybody whatsoever. Yeah. I'm sorry, you guys. I haven't even really been reading your chat. I just really. You know what? It doesn't have anything to do with us. I'm certain that it does. Why would it? I mean, it doesn't. It's part of a whole thing that goes on with these people. And I thought I was pretty clear that I don't want to be part of that. I don't put down anybody. Like I just said to Devious, you know what? I may hate what you're saying, but I will fight for your right to say it because everybody, the minute you think that people are going to be, you think it's all well and good whenever somebody says something, you can shut somebody up because you don't like what they said. At some point, they're going to come after you too. That's the way that works. That's the reason why we should be allowed to say whatever we want. And people can judge whether they want to hear it or not. There's a lot of things I don't want to hear. There's people who don't want to hear me and they don't have to. Yeah, you know what it is, Frazzle? I have to just not talk to anybody. You didn't wait. Top Hats, what do you mean? You emailed me yesterday? Because I didn't. I did check my email today. I didn't get an email. You can text. I'll see the text probably much quicker than the email sometimes. Hi, Deanne. I didn't notice you here. Oh, thanks for being here. Oh. Oh. Oh, I didn't remember what time. Okay, the time frame. Okay, yeah, right before. I don't know. I feel confused. I do want to say I hope that everything's going better with your family, or you didn't say it was bad. It was just a thing, and so I have been thinking about you on that. Hey, Gobby. Yeah, I need to, you know what? I'm sorry. I have to, I shouldn't have even let that get to me like I did. But even before this, I kind of had a weird feeling because every time I comment in somebody's chat, somebody calls me or at least texts me and pretty much says that I shouldn't be talking in there or doing whatever I'm doing. And that's been kind of bugging me anyway, like, because I'm going to do whatever I want. I don't really like anyone telling me what to do. Um, right, right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This, I'm getting contacted a lot, and I'm thinking that's not a good. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, actually, quite frankly. And if you're here, then you hear me. I don't like it. I don't, because now it's just gotten to something I don't want fucking any part of. I don't like being told what to do. For sure. First of all, if you tell me what to do, then I can guarantee you I ain't gonna fucking do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I probably have even said too much already, but I'm very disappointed in me. I know better. Well, here we go. Live and learn, right? This is exactly the kind of shit I swore I wouldn't get myself involved in, and now all of a sudden, like I said, probably my very favorite people on YouTube, I've got some kind of thing going with that I did not fucking want. So anyway, I'm really sorry. I even left that chat thinking I'm gonna ignore it, but I just can't because I'm so. No, I'm not kidding, Frazzle. I'm not. It's not major. No, it's not. It's not. Did I tell you about it today, though, Big? When we were on the phone, I don't think I did tell you. I think I told you some of it, maybe, but I didn't. Yeah, I've got strung up in a bunch of fucking shit that I didn't want. Oh, clearly, because it. No, you're right, Maze. That's 100% it. It is it's something that clearly is happening that I didn't even realize was happening. That I all of a sudden am involved in, and I didn't know. Hey, Rosendo, how nice for you guys to be in here tonight. I hope so, Kimmy. Well, because you know how that is. Because you know what, you hear that and you're like, okay, but part of you still thinks that probably it's not true or whatever. And how I don't know how else to say that. But you know what, I've learned a lesson. I have learned a lesson. I can tell you that. And I honestly see how easily people end up not liking each other. I can see how this shit could actually be taken down a whole nother. And I'm thinking something. I've been heavy in my heart for Devious, so I really hate. Right now, she's going through something, and this is the last fucking thing she needs to be. Yeah. Yeah, you think so, huh? Yeah, you haven't been here enough, Rosendo, so you don't even know. Are you guys are you planning to be at the birthday party this month? Because I think some people are expecting you there. No. Can you imagine if anybody was rude to top hats like I would ever have that? That would not that would not roll. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. There we go. So we're gonna have a really big birthday smash this for April birthdays. There you go, Frazzle. You hear that one, don't you? Uh, we're gonna do some karaoke. We're gonna have a ball. We're gonna have a blast. Yep, we're gonna bring the hog slapper and just. uh, You're absolutely right. Yeah, see, you're right, Jerry. It's not even as if it were just me, right? And you guys would have been okay with someone being rude to me either, right? I'm pretty sure you would. I missed a lot probably because I was just having fun, you know? So I'm sure I missed plenty, but I think I would be more worried that maybe I was rude because I missed something someone said. Maybe I didn't play the right music. I mean, I feel kind of bad because I feel like Joby wanted different music. That's what I've been thinking about that night, that I didn't do her right with music. I didn't think Nuts was rude to Top Hats. Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. See, yeah, it's going to be a good time. Well, thank you, Legs. I believe that. Right. Oh, good. See, okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Okay. And I just thought I must maybe I missed something because I thought we had a great time. Well, good. Yeah, apparently it got crazier than I thought. Caused all kinds of drama, which now I understand exactly how these YouTube streets. No, I don't think I understand entirely. I don't. But I got caught up in something I don't want anything to do with. And I do hope that everybody knows 100%. I have always appreciated any super chats or membership gifting. I appreciate those things, but I hope you would understand that I never ever I don't ignore anybody or treat anybody different because of that. That's not any way to that's not what I'm about. I've tried to be really clear about that. I guess so. I don't know. I didn't know that. Top Hat. That's what she just said, though. I didn't know. I didn't think she was. I said I thought you cut up and had more fun because of her. You, I told her you and the two of you should do 23andMe because I think she's your sister from another mister. You're her brother from another mother. You guys are like, I thought it was cool. I think what happened was after the fact. I know, right, Jerry? Me too. I thought it was so much fun. Yeah, apparently some drama went on from there. Oh, I laughed. No, it went way too long. I got to tell you, Fig, I slept till afternoon the next morning or the next day. And literally all I did is have take a shower and fix my hair. That I didn't do anything else. I had cooked two dinners the night before, fortunately, because I did nothing else. I was a worthless piece of dog poop. Right. And they sang. They sang. Yeah. Guess what, Fig? Top Hat sang. He was on, we had like 9 people on panel or something. I don't know, a lot of people on panel. And Top Hats and Nux were singing. I thought it was great fun. No, I don't take offense to it. I loved it. Top Hat, I thought you did. I thought so. 11? Did we have 11 people? Yeah, it was. I mean, the screen was packed full. Oh, we did. Yeah, everybody was singing, and that's why I'm like, wow, I can't believe all this drama came out of this. I don't. It's my fault. I'm taking 100% blame, but I just needed to not. Because I had a great time. Oh yeah, we're gonna. And I think, yeah, because we needed to learn more. Because I feel like Jovi was not really happy with everything. I don't know. That's where I came. I came out of it thinking Jovi might not have had as much fun. 11 people. Holy shit. Yeah, it was. It was fun. No, I think it was awesome. Well, I haven't gone back and listened to all 9 hours of it. I can tell you that. Um, yeah, I had 10 copyright things the next day, but not strikes. So I've never gotten a strike. So uh, yeah, I know what happened. I actually know exactly what happened. I just didn't realize at the time what was happening. And my bad. I'm telling you. Yeah, me. I know. I know. It was rough for me too. I was like, holy hell. Phew. Yeah, it was rough. Like I said, I was worthless as shit. Oh, yeah, right. Are you going to come here? Sis, are you going to come over here? Yeah. Yeah, either you can come here or be on panel or whatever, and I'll see if Booger will do it also. Oh, right. Yeah, he does. That's right. True that. True that. Right now it is. Am I crackling? Am I got static? Yep. Took me down a path. Awesome. Am I, do I have static? Wow. I don't know what to do. It's better now. Hi, Deanne. I'm sorry that I haven't talked to you. Yeah, I guess you guys fared okay with the weather. You know what I've been worried about is I was worried about the eagles during this weather. Yeah, Mr. Snotty's been messing with it. I don't know why it's happening like this. Sometimes these cords are way too long. You know, you have to bind them up because they're just too long. I don't need them that long. No, one of them died. Oh, really bad medicine. Oh, thank you. I didn't know. Oh my God, I didn't know. I don't want to see that. Oh, I never knew that that could be it. Hold on, I'm going to move my phone. Okay. Did that help? Yes, and thank you. I never knew. Probably half the time Fig is, or Mr. Snotty's trying to do all kinds of cord stuff. Here I am with this cell phone right here. Okay, well, good deal. Good, good, good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bad Medicine. That's awesome. Yeah, so one died there. Oh, that's terrible. I have been so busy. I haven't even. I try to check on them, but oh my goodness. I have really jacked up my computer. Holy hell. So I'll tell you guys, I tried to sign up for Kick so I could go and check out Molly's channel. I can't sign up for it. Apparently I cannot. And it had me do all this shit, so everything's screwed up. Cell phones, racial ways and interference. That's fine. Oh, wow, bad medicine. That's awesome. Does make total sense. Yeah, I didn't think about it, of course. Oh, I know. I took Jack shopping today, and he doesn't really stay in the little buggy. Well, we were at Kohl's, so it has like the little car seat thing or the stroller thing. And boy, you had I'm like, I got so annoyed. I was talking to Fig on the phone, and I was like, I don't know how the hell, um, why I can't do this. Yeah, I tried my phone and on the computer. I got so freaking annoyed. I can't freaking do it. I've done both. I did that. I did the app, and then I did on the computer. It was sending Fig stuff because she finally was like, "Are you trying to do something?" And I was like, "Yeah." How do you know? It's sending her messages. It went, "Oh my god." Yeah, she's on Kick apparently. I get. I mean, I haven't seen that for myself. Yeah, you're gonna have to fix me up on Sunday because shit. I'm not gonna even try. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's exactly no, you're so that's what I was saying to Jerry the other day. We know how, I can remember sleeping. God, I was pretty old when I could sleep on a floor. That is not going to happen today. I won't be able to get, I can't do it. Like, we just do not recover from shit the way we used to. Now, I cracked my tailbone. I think I'm at 2 years now, and it still hurts like hell. I'm not sure if it will ever not. I don't know anything about Patreon top hats. I don't. I have no idea. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. You can't believe how hard I tried. I was like getting pissed off. Like, why can't I do this? It does hurt and it doesn't go away. God, it's taken forever. Yeah, they just do not bounce back like they used to. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I can't sign up. I can't. I keep getting redirected all these places. I ended up shutting everything down. As a matter of fact, when I went to come on live tonight, my well, StreamYard, I had to redo StreamYard, then I had to redo my camera, microphone, everything because of all the shit it had me doing trying to sign up for Kick. Oh my God. So fucking annoying. Oh wow. Oh, you don't think you'll be doing that anymore? Well, I signed up and then I went to log in and it said I had the wrong password. And I'm like, no, I don't. I just created that password. I just created it. And so then I said, okay, fine. Just let me sign up through Google. Screw it. And it wouldn't let me. And it had me delete all my cookies. So I did. I just did all this crap, which caused me all kinds of other trouble. Oh, okay, I will try. I clicked a link when it first started. I saw one on Charlotte's page. That's where I got started on my phone and it didn't work. So I tried it on my computer and yeah. And now it literally, now when I go there, it literally says, you've tried too many times. I swear to God, it says that. Like what the? Yes, definitely keep you and hubby in prayers and Brandon and Sam for sure. Okay, we did have okay, yeah, nobody wants to do that. We did have a pretty a big ruling come down this morning from the Daybell case. Um, so I will play that part first, and then we'll get caught up on today. I'm pretty sure as of yesterday they had 39 um, jurors, and they needed to get to the number of 42. I feel sure that they did do that today. It didn't start until 1. I think they knew they were handling some other things prior to the, earlier. Oh my God. Oh no, frazzled. Wow. Yikes. That's gross. I'm sorry about that. So I feel pretty sure that they did get to the number of 42. So what's going to happen is they'll have 42. Each side gets to take out 12 people just because they don't like them. They don't like the look of them. They don't like whatever. Or they don't have to have a reason. So that will leave us with 18. We'll have 12 jurors and 6 alternates. So anyway, we had the issue of whether Kay and Larry Woodcock would be able to be in the courtroom because they are witnesses. And could they be classified also as victims, which would mean they could be in there. So the ruling did just come out this morning. So I will play that for you real quick. And then we'll catch up on what happened at the end of the day. Let me see. I'm going to get this in the right spot.
The trial for Lori Vallow Daybell, and the ruling just came down. To give you a summary, the judge has ruled that Kay Woodcock, Summer Shiflett, and Colby Ryan are defined as victims. So they can attend the court hearing, the trial for Lori Vallow Daybell. But there is no mention of Larry Woodcock in this ruling. So it is unclear. It sounds like he cannot attend because he is a witness. Now, if the prosecution decides to remove him from the witness list, he could attend, or the prosecution could call him first to the witness list and have him on the stand first. That is an option. I'm just speculating here, and then he could stay in there. But let me go through this ruling. It just came down 3 minutes ago. I'm going to pull it up here so you can read it. It's 9 pages. This is, of course, the whole issue was raised last week at a hearing when the attorneys for Lori Vallow Daybell said that Larry and Kay should not be considered victims because victims in the case, according to Idaho law and according to her attorneys, are immediate family members. And also because they're witnesses in the case. So in most court cases, if you're a witness, you cannot sit in the court trial. You cannot sit in all of the proceedings because you'll hear other people testifying and see evidence. So Lori's attorneys were trying to exclude Larry and Kay from being in the courtroom because they said that they are witnesses. Well, the prosecution said they are victims. They are victims, and because of that, they can't be in there. Now, Larry and Kay are divorced, and because of that, this ruling from Judge Boyce says Larry is not JJ's biological grandfather. In so many words, I'm simplifying this. I want to take you here to the ruling. I'm going to make this big. You can read it here. We just got it. As I said, let me get rid of this. There we go. Okay. So let's go through this. On March 30th, the court entered an order excluding witnesses as is customary. The order prohibits witnesses from hearing other witnesses' testimony. The issue of determining who may be exempt from the order was raised, and pursuant to the court's request, briefing from the parties was submitted to clarify certain family relationships to the victims in this case. Upon receipt of the briefs from the state of Idaho and defendant Lori Vallow Daybell, and after consideration, a review of the record, and controlling legal authority, the court renders the following decision and order. So then we go into the background about the deaths of JJ and Tylee and Tammy. And then we go into the, we have the court talking about security and planning. And then what do we have here? Okay. In response, the state raised a concern about certain witnesses being excluded from observing testimony. Specifically, the state raised concerns about excluding Kay Woodcock, Larry Woodcock, and Summer Shiflett from hearing witness testimony at trial before they offer their own testimony. The state insisted that these individuals qualify as victims, or alternatively, as the immediate family members of some of the victims. Defendant Vallow Daybell argues they do not meet the definition of a victim under Idaho law. The court has now reviewed and briefly the briefing and submitted and considered the record. The following facts are relevant to the decision. 1, defendant Vallow Daybell legally adopted the victim, J.J. Vallow. J.J. Vallow's adoptive father, Leland Charles Anthony Vallow, is deceased, Charles Vallow. 2, Kay Woodcock is the biological sister to Charles Vallow, the adoptive father of the victim. Vallow Daybell is the biological mother to Tylee Ryan. Summer Shiflett is the biological sister to Vallow Daybell. Colby Ryan is the biological half-brother to Tylee Ryan and the adoptive half-brother to J.J. Vallow. Defendant Vallow Daybell has no relationship to Tamara Daybell. Okay, and now we're going to go into the legal authority, that the law, basically. At the party's request, the court may order witnesses excluded so they cannot hear other witnesses' testimony, or the court may do so on its own, but the rule does not authorize excluding a crime victim. So the law says you can exclude witnesses, but you can't exclude witnesses who are victims. And then the question becomes who are the victims, who are considered the victims. So we have the rights of crime victims, and then it lays out what a victim is. Immediate family members of homicide victims. This court may designate a representative from the immediate family to exercise these rights on behalf of a deceased, incapacitated, or minor victim. The Supreme Court has clarified who qualifies as an immediate family member of homicide victim. We're going to post this whole thing, by the way. It's actually, I put a link on my Facebook page if you want to go through and read it. Here's what the court defines immediate family members as: parent, mother-in-law, father-in-law, husband, wife, sister, brother, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, or a son and a daughter. Thus, the court held that in a homicide case, victim impact statements by those who are not immediate family members of the victim are inadmissible. That's citing a prior case. So here we go. This is how the court reached his decision. This is legalese, and I appreciate you sticking through with this. Let me, again, break it down for you. If you're just joining in, Judge Boyce has ruled that Kay Woodcock can attend the trial and be in there and listen to other witnesses and hear evidence, and so can Summer Shiflett, Lori Vallow's sister, and so can Colby Ryan, Lori Vallow's son. He did not say if Larry Woodcock could be in there. Does that mean Larry Woodcock can't attend the trial? Well, if they call Larry Woodcock very first and get his testimony out of the way, he can sit through the rest of the trial. If they decide not to call him, he can go. But as it stands today, according to this ruling, he can't go in there and witness the trial, witness the testimony and the evidence until he's called, and then he can sit through there. Okay, so back to the brief here.
So basically we've got it figured out. Yeah, it's been really crazy, Legs, because yes, in my book, yeah, absolutely is also. But what's happened is because they adopted JJ, that made legally Larry and Kay JJ's aunt and uncle, not their grandparents, not his grandparents. But you know, what gets me is they have all this sister-in-law, brother-in-law, all this stuff. So I think the judge did a good job because, you know, they don't want to have any reason for appeal. It is, but you have to be very careful because you set yourself up for appeal when you make rulings like this. But then again, you know, I honestly this is the first thing this judge has done that I've been really, well, I don't know. I think this was a hard one for him to have to manage. I think it was. I honestly do believe that he didn't have much choice in the way of when it came down to the death penalty. I think he really pretty much had to do that because the prosecution had, it was either that or he was going to have to not allow, hey, stop it. If he didn't, he was going to have to throw out a certain amount of evidence otherwise. That was the prosecution's fault, quite honestly. I mean, they had a deadline to have everything turned over by February 27th, and the defense received things on March 13th. So you either have to throw that out, or that's how she got out of the death penalty. Anyway, so this is probably the best outcome. I was worried that maybe they wouldn't be able to go in at all. And that would just really, I mean, the Woodcocks have, they're staying there for 10 weeks. They've already put out this money, and so that's just terrible that if they wouldn't be able to go at all. I'm telling you, you know what? The way he is really trying very hard for nobody to see this trial is a problem for me. It really is. I don't appreciate, it's un-American to say that we can't be in a courtroom, because you know what I think is happening? I think that, he feels he has this trial of the century or whatever, and so he wants to, I don't know, maybe try to go overboard with, protecting the integrity of this.
Shut up. Shut up.
Please, you need to stop it. It's very rude. Oh my God, this dog is pissing me off. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's just really trying very hard to, preserve the integrity of this trial, or he just really pissing me off. Because it is our right to be part of that. And so what's happening right now, all of the media, there were some chihuahuas going to find themselves in the motherfucking pound here in a minute. Oh, they have great evidence. I don't know. See, he sealed so much. He actually sealed the witness list. And so right now, everybody in the media is in an overflow room where they're watching this through a Zoom, and the judge will turn off the microphones regularly. Even the lady who is doing the courtroom drawings, whatever, I can't remember what you call that. They said she is doing this from a screen that is like smaller than your phone screen. I know. They're really pissing me off, though. I'm not going to lie. They are totally pissing me off. Artists. Yeah, sorry. Right. I mean, it's ridiculous. And what's really stupid is we had this whole thing about whether the grandparents can be in the room or not. And Chad Daybell's attorneys are in there watching the whole thing. Okay, and that's actually not even a fucking joke because the one constantly has to have her ass wiped like a fucking child. These dogs are spoiled. That's why they command me, and it really pisses me off. They got a bath last night. Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. It's gross as shit. I don't like it one bit. I love you too, Kimmy. I don't like poop. I don't. But between this prissy ass little Chihuahua and Jack, I deal with a lot of poop, believe it or not. It's a lot. And I'm not a fan. Yeah, we have one Chihuahua that is super, super prissy. And let me tell you, even my sister is like, watch her. She just walks like a bitch. Like she is. She is a total bitch. She is. Anyway, I wasn't even trying to let them steal my business here. Although they did. Okay, so I'm just going to assume, but we will see what so Nate Eaton is putting on a he does a courtroom insider each evening, and so he can let us know what happened in yeah, I always say don't put your raw ass on me at all. Oh, your wrinkled penny. Oh my God, over the weekend, I think I was listening to Devious, and I didn't catch all of it, but somebody said, I think maybe it was her husband said, not a wrinkled penny, a wrinkled 50-cent piece or something. I don't know, but I was like, oh shit. Oh Lord, this stuff gets too much, people. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Kimmy. So we will see what he says about what happened today in there. My understanding is that I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. Well, he'll probably let us know, but I'm feeling like opening statements will begin on Monday. That's my thinking about it. But let's see what he has to say. Okay, so let's see what he says. Oh, these ones get on everything. They do whatever. They run this fucking house. And it is not so much of me as Mr. Snotty. Queen bitch over here is his little baby. Hey, stop it. That was for nothing whatsoever. These ones should be in the car with them. Good God. They don't even handle another car passing us. It's fucking annoying as shit. Yep, exactly right. Okay, so this is what he does each evening after the trial, or after court.
Trial as far as progress here. Hopefully there is no lag with my lips versus the sync on the video. We did some fine tuning this morning, and hopefully it's working out. But I appreciate you joining in to Courtroom Insider Day 4. Day 4 of the Daybell trial. And as I mentioned, there is some progress. We're going to go through what happened today with jury selection. And we finally hit that magical number that was needed. And so things will really start progressing tomorrow. And then, of course,
So that's
on
what I was
Monday when
hoping. I
opening
thought that would
statements
happen.
begin. I've had multiple attorneys, even a few judges, contact me this week saying, Nate, it's opening statements, not opening arguments. And you know what's funny? I knew that. For some reason, I say opening arguments a lot on this broadcast, but I have been told it is opening statements and then closing arguments at the end of the trial. So we will.
Okay, for sure. You guys would love to see the way that Mr. Snotty does the nails. She's not lying. That should happen for sure. I'll have to film it, which means I'll have to be part of it, and I don't like being part of it at all. Just saying. I actually hate when I even see the whole thing going on. But yeah.
Have opening statements on Monday, and we could hear from our first witnesses come Monday. We don't know who they are. They haven't released them. A lot of police officers are in town. They might have the law enforcement go first. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about Keith Morrison. He's going to be here on Courtroom Insider. We're going to talk about the case. He has been following it since the very beginning, and he's still following it. And I want to tell you a little bit of behind the scenes stuff with Dateline and Keith. Great crew and great person to work with. And I've got to explain something that I said earlier today that apparently got a lot of you really worked up. My fault, concerning the Woodcocks and their marital status. So I want to explain that. But before we do that, I just want to thank you for being here. Please tell me where you're at, where you're commenting, and what questions you have, because we're going to get to questions. It seems that a lot of you have a lot of questions about this, and I can't thank you enough for following along. There's a lot of good reporters here on the scene, and it's been great to be here. Okay, here's what we can expect tonight. As I said, jury selection day 4. We have the final day of jury selection. We have a ruling on the witnesses concerning the Woodcocks, the witnesses in the case / victims, family victims, what the judge said, and what we can expect going forward. We also have the Woodcocks responding. I just barely got off the phone with Larry and Kay, mainly Larry. We had a good talk. They're in town. I want to tell you what happened today, as I mentioned. What's next in the case? We have Keith Morrison, and we have your questions. Now, before I get to that, do you remember yesterday I showed you a video of 2 geese that woke me up here at the hotel? This happened yesterday morning, and I played you the video. It was kind of funny. I didn't know what was happening with the noises outside. They were back again today. But one of you, actually, a few of you, I should say, probably 2 or 3, wrote and said, Nate, Tammy Daybell loved animals and loved birds. And maybe those geese are a sign from her, or maybe that's JJ and Tylee, keeping watch over the proceedings or whatever. And I thought that's a very nice sentiment. I got that late last night. I woke up this morning. I went down to the hotel gym again, got on the treadmill, and look out the window. And what do I see? 2 ducks. And I immediately thought of Tammy. On her gravestone, there's ducks, the mama duck and the 5 little ducks behind her kids. And so I thought that was interesting timing. I'm not big into.
I did not know that. Wow. I didn't know Tammy Daybell had ducks on her gravestone. That's wild. That's sad. Oh, God. Okay.
Into superstitious stuff, and I believe that whoever wants to read into whatever they want can. But there you go, 2 days in a row. There's been the geese first, and now the ducks. So I wanted to share that with you today before we get going, and let you know that that's what's happening here. Okay, the Woodcocks. Now, before I get to that, the judge Boyce issued his ruling this morning. The issue was that witnesses in trials are not allowed to sit through other witnesses in trials because their testimony could be tainted. There could be issues that come up. If I go in and I have my version of a story, but yet my wife takes the stand, if we both witnessed a car crash and I hear her say things, I could be influenced by that. And so courts don't allow witnesses to stand in or to sit in a courtroom while things are happening in a trial.
Remember how surprised we were in South Carolina? Clearly this is not the case because we saw that happen. All of the witnesses were allowed to be in the courtroom. That is unusual. It actually is. But okay, we just kind of went through this. So if he goes too long with it, I'll scroll past. Yeah, right. There you go, Top Hat. See exactly what I was just saying. Yep.
There are exemptions, though, including immediate family members in the state of Idaho, especially in murder cases. And so the issue was, are Larry and Kay Woodcock considered witnesses, considered victims? They are.
Good night, Deanne. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you'll come back. Sorry about my rant. I don't do it all the time. I do it, though. I'm not going to lie.
Considered witnesses. They've both been on the witness list. but are they considered victims, immediate family member victims? And that was the issue that was taken up last week at kind of a last minute hearing that was called here in Ada County. So the defense said no, they shouldn't be, because JJ was adopted by Lori and Charles, and Kay was not the biological mother tied in, and because of that, biological grandmother, and because of that, she shouldn't be in there. Of course, the prosecution said absolutely they should be in there. They are very much victims. They are very much family members, and they deserve to be in there. So we've been waiting a week now for this verdict or this ruling to come down from Judge Boyce, and it hit this morning around 8:30. And what he said is that that each of the, I'm summarizing here, it's 9 pages, but basically he said that each of the deceased can have somebody represent them, an immediate family member on their behalf. Colby Ryan, who's also on the witness list, can be the representative for JJ and Tylee. And Summer Shiflett could be the representative because he's their brother. He's their biological brother, so he can be in there. Summer Shiflett can be the representative for Tylee because Tylee's aunt or Tylee's mom is the defendant and her dad is dead. She can have someone there as her representative, and that person is Summer, and Summer's on the witness list, so she can do that. We don't know if Summer will be here for the trial, but if she's called as a witness, she'll obviously come. So then Kay Woodcock is JJ's representative because, again, JJ's dad is dead. His mom is the defendant. And the judge said that because of that, he deserves to have someone represent him. So that's Kay. All 3 of those are on the witness list. All 3 of those are there. And this is all according to Judge Boyce's ruling. But who wasn't on there was Larry Woodcock. And I'm going to read you actually what the ruling says. I did a live this morning and read you exactly what the judge said. But what he said is that because Larry Woodcock is not there representing someone, it's not a representative for someone, that he really can't be in there during other witness testimony.
I'm going to scroll past this. It is confusing. I know. So this is the thing. Kay Woodcock is the sister of Charles Vallow. And that is who Lori was married to. Lori and so JJ was Lori, Kay Woodcock's son, and whoever else, I don't know who the mom is, but JJ was Kay and Larry Woodcock's grandson. And they had custody of him for 2 years, and then Lori and Charles, her brother, decided to adopt him. So when that happened, legally, that makes Kay JJ's aunt, not grandma. Right. It's a lot. You're right. Legs. Yep. The thing is, it's the Woodcocks that absolutely were hell bent on where are these kids. They are the reason that got all this stuff going. Got everybody saying, what the hell is happening here? Because people were just dropping off like flies, and nobody was, it was all going down like as if, Like I said, how many natural causes and shit. So that's why top hats. But it is. That's why I say, that is nothing compared to all the tentacles that go on in this shit. Oh my god. Ugh. It was making my head hurt. It was.
Moni. He can be in there when he's not exclusionary rule of Idaho. You might recall that early on they had witnesses for the chief case, and then when there was the death penalty portion, there was witnesses for the latter portion where they discussed the sentence. Maybe he was part of that. I don't know how that's all going to work out, but I can tell you that I just spoke with Larry, and I want to tell you what he said. But before I get to that,
okay, so I'll start it back up because he's going to say what he spoke to Larry. Well, in the words of Mr. Snotty, she must know how to cook. That's his way of saying it.
When I was live this morning, I pulled up another document that Jim Archibald filed. I don't have it here, but he was clarifying the family relationships to everybody. And in that document, he mentioned that Larry and Kay Woodcock are divorced. And I said that here on the live without giving any context. And then I went about my live video. And by the time I got off, our newsroom in Idaho Falls was calling me saying, "What did you say?" Because the phone's ringing off the hooks about the Woodcocks being divorced. Are the Woodcocks divorced? What happened? And many of you messaged me about this thing. So I got to tell you, the Woodcocks and I have been in touch since the beginning of this case. I speak to them a lot. I want to show you a picture of when we first. This isn't when we first met, but this is when we were first newly acquainted with each other in New York City at the Dr. Oz show in the dressing room. This was back in 2020, before COVID, before everything. So the Woodcocks, I consider them friends. I hope they would consider me a friend. They were divorced back in years and years and years ago. They got married. They got divorced. They have since remarried. They reconciled. They're back together again. They have been by each other's side this entire case from the beginning. I mean, they've traveled together. They've shared hotel rooms together. They've been together. So I should have added that context this morning when I said the Woodcocks are divorced. And the reason that Jim Archibald, I believe, listed that in the document was to kind of set it straight to the court as far as who's related to who and what rights they all have and are they victims or not. All right. So there you go. Woodcocks are married. They are married. They're not divorced. They were divorced. They're not divorced. Got that? Okay. Now, I got off the phone with Larry a few minutes ago and I said, "How are you feeling?" And he said I could share this. He said that he had a really restless day yesterday. Him and Kay both. They're waiting for the ruling from the judge. Are they going to be able to sit in the trial? They had a really restless day. They didn't sleep well. Tossed and turned. And Larry said that he finally last night, his words, he turned to the person who could give him some peace. And for an hour, he prayed and asked for peace and asked for reassurance and asked for guidance and love and peace. And he said it came. He said it came to him. And this morning he woke up before the decision was handed down and he said, "I'm going to take whatever comes and I'm going to live with it and I'm going to be content with it." And then he learned that his wife, Kay, can go into the hearing, the trial. He cannot for now, but maybe things will work out so that he can. And he said he's just going to put his best foot forward and move forward. He had no animosity on the phone. We were joking. We were laughing. We were talking. He did an interview with Justin Lum today from Fox 10 in Phoenix. And I don't know if Justin's posted that yet, but you can go check that out. And so that's where.
Exactly, Fig. He is a good man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that doesn't actually surprise me. they're very good people. My problem was that because the judge is not allowing cameras in the courtroom, they have already arranged a rental for 10 weeks in Boise. So if it came out that they couldn't go to the trial at all, that would just be really horrible. But again, what can happen is the prosecution can call him right away. So he's done and then he can go. Because what I saw a lot of people saying today was, you know, it's going to be horrible for Kay to have to sit in there without him with her. But I think the judge actually did his very best in this situation. Again, not happy with this judge, not ever going to be happy with this judge about the cameras. Not at all. Business. It just is. Sorry, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, we'll go back.
Where Larry stands today, they asked that they send their appreciation and love and support to all of you who have been praying for them and wishing them well, and they're ready to go. They're ready to go. They've been waiting for this for a while, 3.5 years, 4 years for them almost, and they're ready to go. They're here in Boise. They have been keeping a low profile, conserving their energy. So that's where we stand with Larry and Kay. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that they appreciate all of you. All right, let's get to this courtroom sketches today. This is Lori. This was actually one from late yesterday that I didn't get to share with you, but this is the courtroom sketch from yesterday, and we have the courtroom sketch from today. They rearranged the tables in there so that both the defense and the prosecution were sitting right in front of the judge.
Like,
I should
100%.
say I think they rearranged the photos because we haven't been in that room and we're just seeing camera angles. So, but it looked like it was positioned differently today. We have this one of the defense. I don't think Rachel Smith is giving a peace sign. I think she's holding up a juror card or something. And there's Lindsay Blake there in the middle and Rob Wood on the end. And then we have the defense team. We have Lori and Jim and John Thomas. So that's the images from today. All right, next we've got what's next. We need 42 jurors. We needed 42 potential jurors. We have 45. We finally hit that number. Today, the jury process did not begin until later in the day, 1:30, because there was some administrative stuff this morning. And so we were kind of waiting around to see what was going to happen. And 1:30 we go in. They needed 3. We ended the day yesterday with 39. So we needed 3 today. We got to 42 around probably 4:45-ish, 5-ish. And the judge said, I want to try to get several more just in case they show up and they're sick or whatever tomorrow. So they finally got there at 45. At 5:30, the judge cut it off. We got to 45. So what happens? All of those 45 report back to the courtroom tomorrow at 9. That's when preemptory challenges begin. And the goal is they got to get that 45 down to 18. There's going to be 12 jurors and 6 alternates. The judge will determine who's who. After that happens, the jurors will be sworn in. That could happen tomorrow or it could happen Monday morning.
Absolutely agree, Legs. Isn't that sad? Yeah. You tell me shit hasn't gone to hell in a handbag.
But after that, let's say they get down to the 18 tomorrow. There's the 12 and the 6. The judge swears them in tomorrow. Court is dismissed for the day. Everybody goes home for the weekend. Monday morning, 8:30, opening statements. Prosecution has their opening statement. I don't know how long that'll take. Could take all day. I doubt it. Might take a few hours. The defense could give an opening statement. They could waive and wait. And then the witnesses start to be called. That quick. It's going to happen. And these jurors will determine for the next 7 or 8 weeks exactly how they're going to take it all in. was interesting today. A lot of the questioning with the jurors was, again, about media consumption, if they'd heard of the Netflix program or some of the other shows that are on TV, and many had not. In fact, by the time they got to us, I don't think we heard anyone that said yes, they had. I think they kind of weeded those out in the beginning. But there were people that said they may have seen a newscast, a local newscast or something on social media. There was one guy today who studied theology, and so of course religion is a big part of this
Definitely,
case, and they
Jerry,
asked a bit more
for
about him.
sure.
So we have the number we've been waiting for. Jury selection took 4 days. I won't say 4 full days, probably 3.5 full days, although if you consider the hours, I mean, there were some days there where it went pretty long. So the jurors are there, and hopefully we will have a jury tomorrow. Tomorrow we should have a jury, and then we should get going. Will there be any days off? No, from everything I've understood, the only scheduled day off in this trial is Memorial Day, other than weekends. And hopefully this trial's over by Memorial Day. But if it's not, everyone will get Memorial Day off, and then there will be it'll continue on. But that's kind of how it is. And the trial will run every day, 8:30 to 3:30. So things will be wrapped up at 3:30. There could be days where it goes a little longer,
But not
maybe
Good Friday.
4:30.
Wow.
But I think the judge is going to try to keep it on schedule and keep it going. All right. I hope you're sending in your questions, because we're going to go through them all. And now I want to get to Keith Morrison, Dateline NBC correspondent. He's been a journalist, I believe, 40, 50 years. He started off in Canada, radio, I believe, and then he switched over to television. He was a correspondent in Canada. He anchored a morning show in Canada. And then he moved to the States, and NBC picked him up. And he's been with Dateline for a lot of years. Dateline used to do, it was more like a magazine type show where they do like consumer reports and things like that. And then, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, they switched to crime stories. And Keith has told me in the past, I wasn't really sure that I was going to like those. You know, I didn't know if I'd like them and the crime stories, but he says he's really enjoyed them because he gets to meet so many of the victims. This is me and Keith with my typical selfie shooting up my nostrils. My wife always tells me that. Back in 2020, there's Eric. You guys remember Eric? He interned with us and worked with me at East Idaho News. This is the very first Dateline in February of 2020, before we knew where JJ and Tylee were, before, I don't think Lori had been arrested just yet. No, she hadn't. Because I remember that the Dateline aired on
Remember
Valentine's
the nostril
Day.
thing the other night, you
I'm pretty
guys?
sure she hadn't.
I do
could
think
be wrong.
he's trying.
But anyway, this is fresh in the case. We did not know a lot. We other than, you know, there were 2 people in Hawaii and there were missing kids. And Keith came to Idaho and he was interested in this story, you know, from the beginning. And his crew, Shane Bishop is his producer.
Good night, sis. Love you. Thanks for hanging out tonight. She's a good girl. Mama raised her right.
Who Eric and I worked with, who's a great producer. He's done a lot of other stories you've seen with that. He's done all of the Datelines with Keith on this particular story, the Daybell case. And so why don't we bring Keith in here? Stand by for Keith Morrison. Well, I appreciate you doing this. I just barely walked over from the courthouse. They have finally reached the pool of 42.
They got there, huh?
They got there. Then they're going to strike it down to 18 tomorrow, and opening arguments begin Monday. 3 years ago, when we were in Hawaii, did you ever think we would end up here 3.5 years later?
I didn't think it would take quite 3.5 years, frankly, Nate, but it apparently does. The wheel grinds slow, and boy, I see from your posts it continues to grind pretty slow. The whole question of this long dissertation on whether or not certain people would be allowed to testify. Or
Good night, Top Hats. Hope everything is better. You'll have to text me and fill me in or not, whatever you want. I hope everything's okay. Have a great night. Love ya. Oh, wow. That's a lot, Maze. That's super mom over there. That's awesome.
not, I'm sure a lot of disappointment for JJ's grandparents.
Yeah, yeah. They, of course, Kay gets to be in the courtroom, and Larry can go in the courtroom, but just not for other testimony or once he's testified. So maybe they'll move him to the top of the list or something.
Hard to know. I guess there are strategies involved on both sides, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go back when you first heard about this case. What made it so interesting to you back in December of 2019?
Well, because you got a whiff of what may have actually happened here. It seemed too bizarre to be true, and yet all the indications were it was. And the more we found out, um, the more bizarre it became. So it was like a string that you could not help but follow. And indeed, it did get stranger and stranger. There are still so many elements of this story that we have not had a chance to cover simply because there's so much of it, you know?
Yeah, this story.
No, I don't think you are. Right. I was just going to say, no, I definitely do. It's so recognizable, right? Like sometimes if I'm listening to something on YouTube or anything, when it's over with, it will go directly to something else. And sometimes it just stops. But like there are so many voices that are just, yeah, like very iconic, right? But somehow, even though he's always talking true crime, it is like a soothing voice, right? So weird. But yeah, absolutely. No, I do love it. I do. Right? Yeah, there are those certain voices that just like, they just do it. Yeah. Ah, yeah, we knew. We knew you didn't mean ho, ho. You didn't, you didn't call Frazzled a hoe. I know you didn't do that. Just playing with you.
It does not have an elevator 10-second pitch when somebody asks about it.
It does not. No, indeed.
So it's taken you and I, but you to Hawaii, Idaho, Utah, Arizona, all sorts of states, all sorts of characters. Is there anything about it that sticks out to you as you've been to all these places and met with law enforcement and learned stuff that as you're putting this all together?
You know, along the way, there have been just a lot of shocking things that we have discovered. And I think probably the thing that sticks to me most of all, though, is that helicopter ride you and your folks took on the day that the police finally raided the house, found the graves in the backyard. It's kind of an unforgettable moment.
Yeah, it was unforgettable. I honestly wasn't expecting that there would be bodies buried in that yard. I thought, oh, they're going to see some stuff or look for evidence, but there was the key, the
There they
answer to
were.
the question. Do you also remember when you came out to Idaho and we went to that storage unit?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's something. And then finding that video, the pat on the bum kind of lives in the memory as well.
Yeah, the surveillance footage that showed Lori visiting with Chad, we assume Chad, and him touching her rear end. I remember when the owner of that storage unit opened up the garage I think you said it was eerie to see all of the belongings of those kids who at that time we didn't know where they were.
Right. And the possibility existed that they were alive, but I certainly didn't think so. And to see this stuff piled up in that storage room, it was just so sad. It was really a moment of great pathos.
Yeah. So, any idea? I know you don't know this. No one really knows. But any idea how this ends? We have Lori, of course, who's starting a trial. Who has?
That's good, Top Hats. I hope everything's okay. I do. I'm glad it's all right. Yeah, I could see him wanting it to be Denzel, but he really does give me the whole, uh, Morgan Freeman feel. He does. Hello, Faith.
Insisted she go to trial and wants to plow through this. Then you have Chad, who's waived his trial. I mean, do you see maybe him turning on her or her on him? How do you foresee it?
You could just imagine what the lawyers are going over in their minds. And if I were Chad's lawyer, I'd be thinking, well, he's going to have to testify against Lori. And if you're Lori, you're going to blame Chad for the whole thing, and the trial will help you do that. So that's going to be the interesting thing to observe. How are they going to spread the blame for these terrible events, or even are they going to admit that there were terrible events to blame people for? I don't know. The question will just hangs out there. Is the delusion still something that they're in the middle of or not?
Yeah. You think Lori will take the stand?
With a lot of people, you get a pretty clear indication whether there's a narcissistic tendency in the personality, and there does seem to be in Lori, but I somehow I doubt it.
Yeah. I will say that Dateline has been a popular topic of conversation with the judge and the jurors over the past few days, Keith. He has asked, they completed these questionnaires. Around 2,000 people sent in these questionnaires. They narrowed it down. They put them in pools of 15. They're calling them in. And then when they do individual.
Jerry, I think he did do most of it. I think he actually did. But, again, this is going to end up being a whole lot like Charles Manson in a way, right? Where Charles Manson, as far as we know, didn't actually commit any of those crimes, but he directed all that. So this is why, if you notice, they don't just have, murder, how many things of murder. They also have conspiracy, because just because you didn't do it, you were part of the conspiracy to commit this crime. And this is what happens, that so yes, I believe her brother just would have done anything for her, and he did do anything for her. He did a lot of things for her. And according to his wife, now again, she's really out there as well. But he knew at some point, well, according to her, the day before he died, he said, I'm going to take the fall for all of this. Oh, I'm sorry you feel bad. Oh, I hope you feel better, Faith. Good night. Get some rest.
successful questioning, the judge asked each and every one, among all the questions, have you seen the Dateline about this story?
Which one? Which
Yeah, I
date?
know. Which 9 hours or 10 hours? And then you did the podcast, which hit number one for a long time on the charts. Why are people so interested in this case?
Well, it contains all the elements of a case that fascinates people. There's there are the unbelievable behaviors, of course, but also the unbelievable beliefs and the strange lead up to it. And Chad obviously plays the supporting role in this drama, and yet it's the writing that he contributed to it that seems to be at the heart of the odd beliefs, the idea that you can cross back and forth across the threshold between life and death, and therefore it's okay to be offing people right, left, and center. So who knows who first decided to take the actions? There are still some questions we don't have the answers to, and I think that that's part of the fascination here. In addition to which, characters along the way, and I don't want to malign anybody, but some very strange things have happened involving people who are associated with Lori and Chad.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what would happen if Alex Cox were still alive, her brother.
Right. It certainly does. And I'm sure that a lot of blame will be thrown in his direction by both parties.
Well, in addition to keeping up with all of this story, this case, you also have.
And I've tuned into your broadcast as often as I can.
Well, I appreciate that. I want to talk about, though, the podcast, The Girl in the Blue Mustang, changing topics here a little bit. All the episodes will be available starting next Tuesday, but you can get all of them up till now, or most of them at least. What's this story about?
This is a story I started covering over 20 years ago. Well, actually, that's not exactly right. We started picking.
Okay, I do want to hear this because I'm intrigued now. I actually do want to know about this one now. I love Dateline too. I do. I don't love NBC, but I do like Dateline, and I do like this guy. He does. It's very soothing. It is. His voice. And like it's so iconic. My God. You just know when you hear him. Good. I'm glad you do because I want to. Yeah, because you're the true crime aficionado.
Picking up the story about 15 years ago, but the case occurred back at the turn of the century, very beginning of the year 2000, where a young woman who'd been given a brand new shiny blue Mustang as a graduation / Christmas gift had gone with a friend of hers to take part in a music video in downtown LA, and then drove back to the high desert where they both lived, and where Michelle O'Keefe, the victim in this story, had stored her Mustang until they got back from the shoot. She got into the car, and shortly thereafter, she was dead. She was shot by somebody. And the only person who the police believed was around was the security guard, who supposed to be an unarmed security guard. But the mystery evolves from there, and it's one that has preoccupied me off and on for many years now. And some of the events that have taken place and continue to take place, because it's not over yet, are truly bizarre. The strangest things you ever heard. But strange things happen in law and justice all the time.
Yeah, you know that better than anybody. And you have sure spent a lot of time in Idaho with the University of Idaho murders, Moscow.
Yes.
I imagine.
Yes, well, program on that coming up fairly soon, I think.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, Keith, I got to say to all of you watching that Keith is one of the nicest guys. There's this stigma among local reporters that the national guys swoop in and they're arrogant and cocky.
That's us for sure.
Well, let me tell you, a few years ago, before all the Daybell stuff broke, Keith was in Idaho Falls doing a story on the Angie Dodge murder. And I somehow, you probably don't remember this, Keith, because I found
Oh, sure.
I found your email address somewhere. I didn't even know if it was like your real one. I sent you an email and said, "Hey, I'd love to chat with you about why you're in town." And Keith wrote back and said, "Sure, when do you want to do it?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, Keith Morrison this afternoon." And I'm expecting him to come with a team of 10 people and have a driver. And you pulled up all by yourself and came in.
It's a lot of fun. Your group are a bunch of very nice people.
Well, thank
You
you.
at
I'm sorry, what was that, Keith?
I said, and you at the head of it.
Oh, well, thank you. And then one more thing. When my daughter, Emmy, 7 Questions with Emmy,
Yes.
you were her first. She tells me all the time. And just today, she said, "Please tell Keith hi." Keith was the first famous person to say yes to her. And because he said yes, she was with Mary J. Blige and Drew Barrymore just a few days ago, Keith.
She is an amazing young woman, and it's an honor to have been her first.
Well, I just
Yes.
thank you for being so cordial and real, and for coming on here. Of course, we'll stay on top of all of the updates from this case for 7 more weeks, and maybe if it gets huge enough, or there's some big bombshell, we might see you out here.
Yeah, are you kidding? Of course, if something happens, we're there. Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's going to happen. The question, one of the issues is this is not a televised trial, as you know, which presents a bit of a roadblock for us. But we shall see. We're watching carefully, and if we can swoop in at some point and do another program, I'm sure we will.
Well, you might get mobbed at the courthouse like that first time.
No.
Keith, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate this. I just mentioned off the cuff the other night when I was doing this, someone said, "Is Keith Morrison in Idaho?" And I said, no, not right now, but maybe I can talk to him. And all the comments, "Yes, Keith, Keith, Keith." So,
well, say hello to everybody from me.
I will. All right, there you go. Straight from Keith. He says hi. Thank you so much, Keith. He really is nice. When Keith first came to the very first Lori Vallow hearing, she had been sent back to Idaho from Hawaii. He showed up at the Madison County Courthouse. Oh my goodness, he was mobbed. They had to get him out of there. It was like a rock star showing up, but he truly is the nicest guy. And so thank you for suggesting him as a guest. One of you just said, "Is Keith Morrison going to be there?" And sure enough, I said, "I don't know, but should we ask him? Who else do you want to see? Should I reach out to anybody else and have him come on the show?" Anyway, we're going to get to your questions here. I know many, many, many are coming in, but before we do that, every night we want to honor one of the victims here: JJ, Tylee, Tammy, Charles. I know Charles isn't connected to this particular case in Idaho, but he is considered a victim. And so we're going to talk about him here. This is a photo I got the other night of Charles. I hadn't seen this picture before. And many of you are sending me pictures and stories about JJ and Tylee and Tammy and Charles, and I love it. So if you know them, please continue to send me those stories. I'm going to read a little blurb that somebody sent me about this picture and about Charles. She said, Charles was a Dallas Cowboys fan. One holiday, he got a New Orleans Saints shirt. His facial expression cracks me up. It looks like, is that the Saints shirt he's wearing? My son found this picture. JJ was an infant in the photo. I do believe Lori was holding him. Fond memories that night. So that may be Lori holding JJ there in the background, and there's Charles on that Christmas night. It's so hard not to be sad, but what a memorable night that was. This person sends me. So there's Charles Vallow, and we think about him. We remember him. We think about JJ as well, and Tylee. I want to get to your questions here.
Okay, that was really nice, right? I really like Nate Eden, and that's really sweet. Yeah, how sad, right? How very sad that the fact that he begged the police for help. he knew she was going to do this. Yeah, you know what I've heard about, you know, when I was doing all this stuff, you know, that Charles, when he was married to Lori, he paid for everybody in her family's cell phone, everybody's car payments. I mean, her parents, her, you know, Colby. Like, it just seems so. And he did nothing. You know, he did know, he had found her and Chad's emails and told her that he was going to tell Chad's wife. And he was still trying to save his marriage, though, no matter what. And he went out of town on business, and he came back, flew into Sky Harbor, and his truck was gone. Every dime he had in the bank was gone. She had moved them out of their home. And just was left in this state. And he still really, what he was trying to do was have a intervention with her family and say, hey, you know, this is getting crazy. She's really lost it. And he ended up dead. It's truly very sad. Very, very sad. You know, he changed to LDS for her. He did so many things. Like, he just really, he was done so badly. It's horrible. Hey, you. How doing? Yeah, it's really sad. It's such a crazy story, and for the fact that so many people, you know, I feel like there won't be a lot of other charges on other people, but really there should be. I mean, quite honestly, her friend Melanie, yeah, she's going to be a witness, and she helped them out a lot. But to me, there was some culpability there. There just was. You couldn't believe that everybody was going to and ultimately died of natural causes. Everyone. Yeah. Yep. No, you're right. I agree. Legs. Yeah, Travis, you missed the update. We just got done with all of that. And actually, I have to use the restroom. Sorry, but I do. Yeah, you'll have to back it up and find out some of the stuff. Hey, Cindy. Go on. Oh, go on.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah. I know you have been. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'll be right back.
I'm not sure why the hell they have to bark at me like that. It's kind of annoying. It's really annoying. But anyway, here we are. Yeah, this case is really quite tragic and quite awful. Ooh, Jackie Snotty warmed this seat up real nice. Thanks, babe. And one thing I haven't done is check the weather up there in Idaho, but I imagine it's probably still pretty cold and sloppy and maybe rainy and whatever. I mean, we all know this is one of my favorite subjects. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for joining. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, everybody. Yeah, not a whole lot going on around here today. Whoever gave us the tip on moving the phone away from the computer, that was about the most genius thing that's happened in a few months. Because I'm not getting any more of that staticky feedback. So thank you so much for that. That was driving me out of my mind, unplugging stuff and rerouting wires and replugging stuff and unrouting wires and trying to get that all sorted out. So thank you for that. That really helped. That actually took care of the problem. We're good now. So that really works out well. But yeah, Lori Vallow Daybell, from the first time I saw some of these stories showing up on the news, I thought, my God, this woman is like a black widow spider, because everyone that gets within a few feet of her ends up dead. It's crazy. So if you were unfortunate enough to happen to meet this woman in a grocery store or a line waiting to meet a bank teller or go to a bank teller or something like that, man, next thing you know, you end up dead. It's pretty crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then tomorrow's Friday, and so that's a good thing. I'm going to look at some office space for lease tomorrow. And so hopefully that'll be something a little more permanent. I mean, I have my office here in the house, and that works, but the big downside is it's very distracting for me and Jack and baby Jack, because baby Jack sees me through the sliding door and he wants to be with Pop, and so he gets upset and just makes a bunch of ruckus muckus that we really don't need to have happen out here. So hopefully we can get that solved pretty soon.
About the kitchen?
What's that, Pat?
You're talking about the kitchen?
No, I'm talking about the office.
Oh, you're gonna move?
Yeah, talking about office space, yeah. And so hopefully we'll get that worked out. That'll make life a little bit more harmonious. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, it's not unharmonious now.
No, it's not. Not unharmonious at all. You know, look, there's the snot rocket. She's back. All right, I'm going to turn you back over. Thanks, folks.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome, Pat.
That was bad mood. I don't know. Yes, her hand is better. So we did actually, I haven't told you guys, but we did contact a contractor, and we're just waiting for a quote now to gut this kitchen, which is my absolute dream come true. So excited. Seriously, this kitchen is such a pain in my a-hole, and it's going to be gorgeous. Okay, wait. When they are quiet. Okay. I'm assuming, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anytime anything gets quiet, you got to go see what's going on. Faux show. Yep. So you went from quit to quiet, but I know that you mean quiet. I'm just smart like that, legs. Yep. Well, almost any age when they're quiet, So I think we should check in on our birds. Oh, I really screwed myself up on this shit. This is something that Devious recommended. It is First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. I seriously have everything under the fucking sun. Like, you can't even believe. And clearly I still have, all of this, all head to toe. Welcome to the 50s and eczema taking over your effing life. I even have it here. It's fucking gross and sucks. Working hands for eczema. The only thing that's ever worked for me really well is something I got at Dollar Store. And I can get it at Walmart, but I have to get it mailed to me. And I can only order like maximum 5 tubes at a time. And they're little tubes. Oh yeah, eczema sucks. Yeah, what I get from the doctor, the pharmacist won't give me. It's a whole thing. But also, I will say, quite honestly, it's very irritating. It does work if I get the right dosage. But I do have to wear gloves and all kinds of shit at night. And, you can't put gloves all the way down here. I mean, it's literally everywhere. Really? It's called karma because I've always said people with fucking bad skin bother me. It's karma. 100%. I couldn't fucking stand the way that Bill Clinton had this rosacea stuff on his face. And I'm like, well, yeah, he had to become president because who was going to suck that fucking dick? Nobody. It's karma. Yeah. People with skin problems always bothered me. I'm gonna admit it. I was always like, I never had acne or anything. My ex-husband had all the potted stuff, like, and I was like, I'm just bothered by shit. So God said, you know what? Here you go. Rash head to fucking toe. Okay, I don't know where Fig saw one of these dying, but I think I see two of them here, and they are adorable. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I did not. Oh. Oh, she may not even know about. I haven't talked to her a lot. Look at those. Oh, they're so sweet. Look at them. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't know she said snow, but I know I just love them so much. I'm so excited that we actually saw them hatch and be born, and we can watch them be taken care of and tended to. Can we watch what? Oh, can we watch News Nation? Yeah. Yeah, we can. I don't know what happened today. I wasn't able to watch anything about. I've been watching Sleuth Mom airing the Gannon trial, the Letitia Stout, or I don't know how to say her name. But she didn't have it on today. Maybe they didn't have it today. I don't know. Yes, I will look that up right now. Sorry. So sorry. I love these babies, though. I do. I do. Okay, let's see. Was it today? Oh, I found it. I found it. Let me see. Yeah, I got it. It's an hour ago. Yep, I just found it. Oh, okay. This is what I found.
Broke last hour exclusive details related to the investigation of Brian Koberger, the suspect in the murder of those 4 University of Idaho students. Chris Cuomo reporting an identification connected to someone from the home in Moscow, Idaho, where the murders took place, was found during a search of one of Brian Koberger's residences. In addition to a supposed DNA found on a knife sheath at the scene, that could become the most significant piece of evidence tying Koberger to the victims. And police sources also telling News Nation they have evidence that connects Koberger to what they are viewing as cyber stalking of someone from that same home. Let's bring back in retired FBI agent and News Nation legal contributor Jennifer Coffendaffer. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. Let's take these one by one. If true, the ID seems like a huge piece of evidence.
It's very big. It's so powerful because now there is absolutely no explanation for why he would have an ID from somebody in that house. And recall, on the search warrant, number 35, from the house that was searched of his parents, it lists IDs in a glove in a box. Not in a glove compartment, in a glove, in a box, in the house.
Right. So what kind of evidence might they have, do you think, on the cyber stalking side of this, and how significant is that?
It's significant to me because what it does is it shows the connection of stalking physically that we know about through the phone pings, 12 of them in and around that house. And now we have possible cyber stalking. Why do people stalk? They stalk because they feel mistreated, they feel persecuted, and that's the same reason they kill. So this is a direct correlation, I believe.
Yeah, and this is the sort of evidence that...
Good night, Gabi. Are you okay? Is everything okay? I'm sorry to hear that you had an eventful day. You know, eventful could be a lot of things. Doesn't mean it's bad. Yesterday. Oh, yesterday when you took your dad to the doctor. I hope everything's okay.
That they can uncover in a whole variety of ways, right?
Absolutely. They've done a full digital analysis of all the phones, and specifically of his phone. There's going to be a treasure trove of information from those phones. We saw it in Murdoch. We're going to see it in this case as well.
Phones, his computers, any place he had access to it, any place he might have logged in. Jennifer Coffindaffer, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you for watching. Go.
Oh my God. Gobby, that's horrible. I am so sorry to hear that. Yikes. Oh, shit. That's painful. Oh my God. Oh, well, we're thinking about you and your neighbor. Yeah, that's awful. Well, get some good sleep. Oh, yeah. How are they going to explain that? Yes. Hello, Mama's the boss. I waved at you because I was on mute. Yeah. Oh, God. That's terrible, though. Scary. It's just scary. Well, it's not just scary, obviously. It's painful and horrible. Okay, I don't think I listened good. Can I replay it? Because I don't think I heard it. Because I didn't realize it said for any amount of time. You guys mind if we replay it? Because play the other one. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I feel you.
Tonight, we have another exclusive set of details, and they go to two aspects. One, evidence of what was found in the places where he lived or he inhabited, okay, that may connect him to one of the victims. An ID was found connected to someone from the home in Moscow, Idaho. It was found during one of the searches of Koberger's residences, plural. So what does that mean? Well, either they found it in Washington, you know, where he was just outside Moscow, Idaho, or in Pennsylvania. Police also believe they have evidence that could connect Koberger to what they are viewing as cyber stalking of someone from the Moscow residence. We've reached out to the police. Due to the gag order, they can't confirm this information. But does this answer two questions? Is it a smoking gun I never really understand what that means. Obviously, is it the murder weapon? Who is it? No, but does it connect him to a group of people he had no business to be familiar with? And does it imply that Koberger may have had more people on his list, and that may be why they're investigating him, to see if they can connect him to any other situations? Let's bring in retired FBI agent and News Nation legal contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer and high-profile trial attorney Mark Garagos. To both of your reckonings, you're familiar with the reporting and the sourcing on this. I basically have it right, yes? Nods of the head is enough?
I do take issue with Mark Garagos, or whatever, however you say his name. I don't like that guy at all. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. But who the hell am I, right? No big.
Okay, so from the investigative side, look, Garagos hates doing anything that's favorable to me. You see that? Even nodding his head. He didn't really want to. He was fighting it. So from the investigative side, Jennifer Coffindaffer, let's start with you. You find ID from one of the victims in a place that was controlled, inhabited by Koberger. Let's start with that. How big a deal?
It's a big deal. That is a smoking license. Just like the sheath was a smoking sheath found next to Maddie with his DNA on that clasp, it's the same thing in this situation. Why would he have an ID related to one of those people from that house? And remember, we know that identifications were recovered from the glove box, and that was at the Pennsylvania search warrant. So interesting. We always wondered, what were those identifications that they referred to?
What's the counter, Mark?
Well,
Is it just me, or did she get like a makeover? It doesn't matter. I thought she looked good before, and I like her a lot. Yeah, I don't like who he represents, but everybody gets to have a defense, I guess.
Look, the counter is we don't know if it's true yet. I think part of the problem is when you put a gag order on stuff like this, and you don't have a way for people to respond, you get us doing what we're doing now. I mean, I would much rather find out if, in fact, this is true. I would want to find out, number two, where it was found precisely, and I would want to know who it's of. And if you get if you assume all of those things are true, then I don't disagree with Coffindaffer. It's a bad fact.
The idea that they have, what are they talking about, you think, Jennifer, in the universe of, we have evidence that we believe shows that there was cyber stalking of him?
I always think she's pretty. I do. But before, her hair wasn't done up so much and as much makeup. Maybe that's what I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think she looks pretty without makeup and all that. I like her. I just do. But anyway.
Of somebody else, either in that house or elsewhere. What kind of things might they be talking about?
Well, again, to Garagos's point, if that's true, why do people stalk? They stalk because they're feeling persecuted, and this is a way that they can exact their revenge. The same reason why people commit these types of heinous murders. All it means is pursuing stealthily. So this would line up completely with the crime he is accused of committing.
And by the way,
wrong, Mark?
it fits right in. It fits right in with Jennifer's theory from last night too. So she's really building quite a true crime manifesto here.
I can't wait for the book.
Yeah,
I'm going to need her on the podcast. The idea of, is it fair to argue, counselor, at this point, even if both of these things are true, I'm more worried about the ID being in something of his control or possession than I am of the cyber stalking, because You could be into somebody and, and looking at them a little bit too closely for somebody else's comfort, but it doesn't mean you killed them.
That's exactly right. Because if you've got something, I'm going to guess, and Jennifer, you can slap me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to guess that she would then say, look, if Pennsylvania turns out that they find things and he's connected to other crimes, this is what serial killers do. They have trophies. They take a trophy, blah, blah, blah. This is like a true crime, I don't know, to exponential levels. So that is what the argument would be. And that's I'll give you this. If any of this is true, it's a very difficult hurdle for the defense.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com.
Yeah, that's going to definitely be bad for the defense. How could it not be? Yeah, I mean, from what we know of at this point, yes, he was there. Yeah, I think she looks very pretty all the time. I do. It just seems like she's more dressed up and more done up. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway. She is a smart woman and she is very beautiful. So I know. Isn't that so sad? It is so sad. And it's just really, one of the things that really got me with that was when they showed video of him graduating and Kaylee would have graduated the next weekend. Like, how do you... And he just took that from her. That he took it from all of these kids. Everything they would have been, and could have been, and should have been. It's really. He really disgusts me. He's gross. Yeah, it's such a sad thing. And a lot of this stuff, I haven't really even watched a whole lot of it because so much of it is just like speculation or, heard this and heard that. I don't know what's true. And I mean, it does seem like really crazy, the bullshit with, his attorney was representing oh my God, now I can't even think of her name. Kunoto, his mother, and she even had power of attorney for that, for her mother. I mean, that's just a lot of craziness. But I don't know. I guess it's okay to do that. Yeah, a lot of very sad things. And, sometimes I think, okay, well, now we just have such bigger platforms to know about things that, all these things were going on before. We just didn't get to know about them. I'm really, seriously, I can't wait to look up that story that Keith Morrison was talking about and listen to that podcast. That sounds really interesting to me. Especially, he's so easy to listen to. I always listen to Dateline podcasts, even if I know the story, even if I've already heard it, I'll listen to it. Especially when we're driving, if we're just on the road. and I think I'm gonna pay way more attention to stuff like that, other than what the hell is going on YouTube, because I need to just not give two shits about it. I am worried about Devious. She's clearly going through something right now, and that has me concerned for her. But other than that, I'm gonna. I can't. I happened to listen to EKC the other night. I didn't even listen to the whole thing, but I heard she was playing nonsense, and nonsense is she's not okay with Molly being off YouTube. That's not enough for her. Ugh, that woman, she really pisses me off. Like, it is her personal agenda to, again, I have said from the very beginning with that woman that it didn't have anything to do with the McRaes or anybody else. Which, even if, no matter what, I don't know her connection to the McRaes. I don't think there is one. But I think that no matter what, it's been way more about Molly than anything. And this proves it. She asked for, that's why, if you guys recall, I don't know, a week or in the last 2 weeks, I did a show, or I did a live talking about her saying, we're adults, we need to do what's right. She was saying, asking people to report Molly. She was. And that pissed me off, because don't watch her if you don't like her. And now when I listen to EKC, she's saying, well, Molly's on another platform, and so she's not. Who the fuck is this person? There is something fucking wrong with this woman. And I have said from the beginning that I believed 100% that nobody calls CPS on her. I believe that nobody is called. She says Molly's like calling every single day, reporting her husband. I don't believe that. And now Penelope put out a thing saying that Nonsense even doxed herself. Doesn't fucking surprise me. She is batshit fucking crazy, if you ask me. She is crazier than fucking Michelle. Right, she's... I think she has lied about all of it. I don't believe anybody called CPS. I don't believe anybody has called about her boyfriend, husband, whatever. Penelope said, okay, so if you guys remember the way that Nonsense was doxxed, based supposedly, because remember she used to do that voiceover thing. So supposedly, I don't know. I didn't watch it, but supposedly, and she talks about it herself, that somebody popped up in her live with her boyfriend's name, and then she turned the camera on and doxed and just came clean. Well, Penelope says that the IP address, because she wanted to say, she blames Molly for everything that's ever happened in her life, pretty much. Whatever. Well, right, Kimmy, who does care about her? But I've been saying for the longest time, and I think people are discounting her because she fucking doesn't stop. Molly's off YouTube. She fucking still won't stop. Something fucking wrong with that woman. Penelope says the IP address for that person that popped up in her life is hers. I don't know if that's true or not, but it wouldn't surprise me because I don't think that she's been. I think all this shit is lies. I believe they're lies. Okay, see, right, Mama's about. That's what I heard too. I mean, she goes to great lengths. She's like, oh, you know what, Molly? Guess what? The state's going to come after you. Okay, well, you want me to believe that Molly spends all fucking day long sitting there calling the fucking state about her boyfriend. Sitting on hold, doing what? I don't think so. Who fucking cares about your damn boyfriend? She wants everyone to care about him. I don't think anyone does. She is sick in the fucking head. I think there is something wrong with that woman. I think she's literally mentally ill. Because now I listen to EKC and she fucking is still. Oh, the reason I refused to let anything she had to say come out of her mouth in front of me. I thought she'd be celebrating Molly being off. No, that's not enough for her. No laws were changed. Now she's over there doing it to somebody else. What the fuck is wrong with this woman? She's crazy. She's fucking batshit crazy. I don't know. And that's what I said, Drew. I don't know if it's true or not, but it makes perfect sense. I don't believe anybody called CPS on her. I don't. The reason why is the day before she said, well, I fully expect somebody to call CPS. I'm not going to be surprised. And they're waiting for it too, because she's good friends with them. So it's like these people like, I already told the police, if somebody calls, I'm a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. And, they're not going to even, the police here aren't worried about it. Okay, well, first of all, that's a fucking lie. That's fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call Chandler PD and be like, in case somebody calls, I'm a YouTuber. Okay, that's fucking stupid as all fuck. But she says, nothing happened because she already told them, blah, blah, blah. She never shows proof for anything. I don't believe anyone called CPS because she said she knew somebody would and she's waiting for it. No big deal. The very next day, she was like, well, you guys, it happened. Oh, really? I think she's a fucking liar. But it's always Molly who does all of it. Always. No, seriously, she's not even, she is like, no, it's not okay that Molly's on another platform. No, it's not. Because she's talking about facts and misinformation and victims. Really? I think Molly should have her fucking arrested for stalking. Get the fuck off my dick, bitch. Get off. I have told her so many times, you don't have to like her. Don't watch her. Congratulations, you fucking bitch. I think she's a lying bitch. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's true or not, but she does go after her so fucking hard that does make sense to me. She literally was saying, maybe Walter will dye his hair to look like her boyfriend. Because Molly's jealous of her fucking streaming in her fucking wonged out tit shirt and in her bedroom. Really? Get over your fucking self nonsense. Get over it. She shows proof for nothing. Zero. If you watch EKC breaks it out all the time. I don't agree 100% with everything EKC says. Her and I have different views on things. But she's fucking spot on with this fucking nonsense shit. She's very spot on. The woman is obsessed with her. And she will not drop it. She won't drop it. Well, there is something, Jerry. I don't know what it is because I didn't know how to turn my fucking microphone back on tonight. Okay. I don't know shit. But they did something to cause fucking whack job Michelle to not be able to even log into tonight. She can't even go on YouTube with her current IP address. This is what I've heard. I don't know. But if you just listen to her, Molly being off YouTube is not enough. That's not enough for her. The woman's fucking crazy. I'm telling you, she is crazy. She tells you about all these problems she has with her family. Well, you know what? Maybe you should fucking quit worrying about Molly and worry about your family. And just like Ira, the fucking bitch plans on moving to Arizona. We don't need this fucking bullshit here. I don't want it. No, that is 100% right. This is exactly what I said the other day, Legs. 100%. Not only are you taking somebody's ability to speak, you are taking our ability to listen. It's not okay. It is, you don't have to like, I can't fucking stand the sight, sound, anything about that girl. I can't stand it. It infuriates me. But she has a fucking right to speak. So does Molly. Fucking plain and simple. I don't like JLR. I don't like fucking Bullhorn Betty. I just don't. I seriously can't fucking stand Mallory. She makes my stomach sick. But you know what? They're fucking allowed. But they wouldn't fucking drop it. That one was hell fucking bent. You know what? Molly was so close to her 100,000. It just pisses me off. It fucking pisses me off that she got by with this. But to think that that's not even enough for her. No, no, she doesn't want her anywhere. Someone needs to bust her fucking ass. Because she's clearly doing something. Straight the fuck up lies. But you know what? Without Molly on YouTube, what fucking content does she have? The only people watching are people that hate Molly. How far do you get to go with that? That's exactly right. And it's fucking rude and ruthless and fucking makes me so angry. It seriously makes me very angry. It is. It's a whole cancel culture thing. Oh, you know what? This is why I'm saying I believe that Mallory went there to set her up because, you know, you have to be part of a protective class. You have to. And honestly, if you were just a straight white person, you're not in any, you got no protection, period. Yeah, they don't care about being against service. I don't think, no, I believe that they completely set her up. I don't know. I don't know enough about the Airbnb. I don't know anywhere near enough about that. I didn't watch any of the stuff. The little things I've heard, I feel like it probably was a setup. And it wouldn't surprise me because I feel very sure that Mallory was a setup. She intended to do that. She made me fucking sick before that beat. Now she definitely does. Well, they're all gonna play this gender game, I guess. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But they're liars. They're liars. You know, this is what I've always said. You know, Hillary Clinton will get up there and just be like, oh, she just loves undocumented workers. She just loves these. She doesn't fucking love anybody. She doesn't fucking even love her own husband. They'll say whatever the fuck they need to. See, I won't. I'll say whatever the fuck I think. And it's a bunch of bullshit. So it was more offensive for Molly to be offended by the fact that she allowed this woman in her home. Yeah. Pisses me off big time. Right. Who fucking does that? She's all upset because Molly didn't dress up for fucking dinner. Well, you know, the way I hear it, nobody understood why she was fucking completely bedazzled. Who fucking care? I don't care. You know, why does any of that mean anything to anyone? It's just really troubling when you see the reality of what can happen. And Molly loses a channel with almost 100,000 subscribers. That is so fucked up. And the very thought that that's not even enough for nonsense. That's not enough. No. Oh, that just pisses me off. Get over it. Move on. They are. It makes me sick. It really does. And I don't need to go off on it again. I really don't. But it's just then when I spent last night and today trying to sign up for Kick and I can't. I'm like, what the? Oh. Good night, Frazzled. You're so sweet. Love you, Frazzled. Have a good night or a good night's sleep. I'm going to try to play yeah. Yep, I'm right there with you. Me and Jack went shopping today. And yeah, I didn't wear my seatbelt. I just put my earplugs in so I didn't have to hear the car telling me that I was breaking the law. Yeah, I can't stand it. No, I don't need anyone telling me what the fuck to do. Then I heard Uni saying that Molly caused Dre to move out of state for her kids to go to a different school and not be around their friends. Okay. In 20 seconds, I heard him lie through his motherfucking ass and not know anything he's talking about. Dre went to a different city because she moved her husband there in a hospital. And her kids never had friends because they were homeschooled. They didn't leave anything like that. So know what you're talking about. Molly didn't fucking cause him to do anything. See, they just make me fucking furious. Mm-hmm. They did because they fucking lie. Right. She homeschooled her kids. They didn't have friends. He actually said that. I listened to him. Literally, it took everything I had to listen to him for a few seconds. And it was like, okay, I'm going to fucking punch something. He is lying right now. She didn't move to a different state. She moved from Yuma to Tucson because of his hospital. Molly had nothing at all to do with that. Nothing. And those kids didn't have friends. They didn't fucking have a life whatsoever. And even if they did, moving had nothing to do with. Oh my God. Who listens to this shit? Wait, what did she say? What? 3 felonies a day? What are you talking about? Oh my God.
Sure.
Oh my God. Felonies. Okay, I don't feel like I commit 1 felony a day. I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm, I'll give you misdemeanor, but felony. I think Mr. Snotty is full of baloney. Oh God. Oh Lord. At Target, I was gonna say don't promote Target because I don't like Target. I'm very small in the real world. No, you're right. That's exactly right, Kimmy. That is 100% right. And you know what? That's why it's so sad how they can actually, in such a big way, affect somebody. I don't know Molly's finances. I don't need to know them. That's not my business. But that had to have affected it a lot. So that's what's so bullshit about it is get a life. When your life is harassing somebody, they call her a tragedy pimp. What do they call themselves? That they spend every minute of their day relentlessly hounding somebody. Bum hurts. I tags need renewed. Oh, criminal. Oh my God. Yeah, I do not. Let me tell you, I can barely, if I don't brush my teeth before Jack gets here, it's probably 11 o'clock before I get to. I don't have time for anything. And there is nobody that I care enough about I would become so bored with that. That's what I mean. There's something wrong with her. Like she has a problem. And here I thought she would be celebrating. Oh no, she's not done. Wow. What a freak. What an absolute freak. Yeah, I don't get it. I do not get it. Those aren't felonies though, right? I mean, what is I don't know. I don't know. I just all but damn near refuse to wear a seatbelt. Just because, and the only reason is because they think they're allowed to make me. And I cannot stand that. Oh, that's funny. That is crazy. Oh, oh, look. Okay, you guys got to see this. You got to see. Oh, so sweet. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at the babies. Are all sleepy. Oh. They're getting all, oh, my God. I can't stand it. Oh, that's the sweetest thing. Oh my God, I can't stand it. Oh my God. Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. what the hell you call yourself whenever you fucking won't even ever let shit go. Good God. Right, right. And look at how sweet. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm not sure anybody finds this a holiday. What the hell? See? Does this make a big difference? Does this surprise you? It doesn't me. Nope. We probably had to get rid of this holiday so that we can celebrate some kind of bullshit. It's sick. It's a sick fucking world. I thought for sure, oh, look. I think they, Flag Day is June 14th. That's Donald Trump's birthday, and so is it A. Fig's birthday. But it's not a holiday. It's just, you don't ever get the day off or anything. But Good Friday was always a holiday, in my opinion. No, I'm pretty sure we'll come up with an ABC holiday. You watch. It's going to have something to do with 15 letters in the alphabet that I have no fucking idea what they mean and don't care. That is sweetness. Well, I guess I will go. I think we're going to play Name That Tune again tomorrow. But the way I can get by with it and not get any in trouble at all is I can play right. Yeah, we just heard last night. I don't know. There's an I now, and I don't even know what all the. Oh my God. People are people. That's it. You're just a person, and I'm going to treat you with respect. You treat me with respect. Move about our lives. I don't give a fuck about any of that. That's so crazy. That is just their way of dividing us. They're doing all this on purpose. You're making shit up to cause us to not like each other when we truly probably do like each other. You know, I don't know. And even if we don't like each other, that's okay too. We don't have to. We don't have to like each other. Right? Good night, Jerry. Yeah, I'm going to say good night too. Tomorrow we're going to play Name That Tune, but I'm going to play karaoke songs. See? I'm allowed to do that. No, I'm going to play karaoke. Yeah, I'm allowed to do that. I am. And everybody can come on panel and sing and do whatever they want to do. We're just going to have fun. Until Daddy takes the T-bird away. That's it. Yep, you're right. Lord willing, we will all be here. That's exactly right. And hopefully Nux will come back up and insult everybody. Kidding. I see I shouldn't even kid because I don't mean that at all. Yes, it's late. All right. Good night, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for everything.